Team first. Huh. So Teron Armstead has actually restructured his contract to not hold the Dolphins hostage, as we've seen so many players do. It's really cool, actually. He's saving the Dolphins $14 million so they can actually have money and go forward if they don't take Teron Armstead back, or if he decides to retire. He would be a post-June 1st cut if he wants to move on to another team, or if Miami just wants to move on from him. Basically, what he's done, he took the league minimum for tackles. Again, save Miami $14 million up front that they can go ahead and use, because that's the worst thing when you're a post-June 1st cut. That means you're going through the draft, you're going through free agency. You don't get any of that money until the end, when you don't really actually need it until next year. So he's really just restructured it so the team can actually move on, and he's not holding them hostage like we've seen Brett Favre do, Aaron Rodgers do, standing there just, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I want to retire. Oh, maybe I want to be traded. Maybe I want to hang out here. Ugh. Basically, as I said, holding teams hostage. So Teron Armstead, great job of being a team leader, a team captain, and saying, hey, guys, move on if you have to. I want time to make my decision, and you guys should be able to use that money. And if I'm going to stay here, then we'll restructure after the first and get it all straightened out. So, great deal for Miami, great deal for Teron. Of course, Mike McDaniel come forward saying that, hey, we are going to work the offseason as if they are moving on from Teron Armstead. Of course, that means Patrick Paul is going to be your starting left tackle. Showed signs. I was a little upset. He done an interview where he talked about he was not interested in moving to left guard if Teron comes back. And there are some guys that can do that. I would rather have an offensive lineman that will just say, okay, hey, if this is where I'll play where you need me. If this is where you need me, then that's where I'm going to play. But I also know Richmond Webb done a video interview, not too long ago, and they asked him the difference in playing left tackle and right tackle. This was how he explained it. If you are a right-handed person, the next time you go to the bathroom and poop, use your left hand to wipe instead and see how awkward it is. So, apparently it's pretty awkward. So, point being, Patrick Paul does not want to play guard. He wants to play left tackle. If Teron Armstead comes back, he will not be playing left tackle. Patrick Paul, that being, will not play left tackle. So, anyway, the point is, great deal for Miami, great deal for Armstead, an absolute class act by Armstead to let the Dolphins move on, and it's a class act for Miami to work with him for that post-June 1st cut. So, hats off all the way around on this. So, I also wanted to talk just a little bit. I know the Combine is starting the 30th, and I I actually thought they had mentioned that it may be starting tomorrow. I thought it was the 30th. That's what all the notes I've seen has been the 30th through the 2nd. But anyway, Miami did talk to a running back and a defensive edge rusher earlier today. That is about the only thing that I know that they had done to this point. I think that is about all I have right now. They graded out the NFL teams today. That's interesting because Miami ranked out number 1. I'm going to repeat that. Number 1 out of 32 teams. And it covered everything from head coach to how their families are treated, the locker rooms and how they felt about the locker rooms. It covered meals. It covered the I just went completely blank. But anyway, it covered a great deal of different spots on the team. Oh, ownership. It also, and that was Ross actually graded out as the number 1 owner, which, let's be honest, Ross is a good owner. He doesn't hire really good football people. Yes, I'm talking about Chris Greer. But he gives way too many chances. Chris Greer should have been gone. He probably should have been gone this year. He's getting another chance. So I don't know what he has on Ross, but apparently it's pretty good to keep his job as long as he has kept it. And we're still 24 years since we've since we've won a playoff game. So, and let's face it, he's made some really bad. Don't get me wrong, he's made some good decisions, and Chris Greer I'm talking about. He's made some good drafts at times. The problem is keeping those draft picks. We're going through it again this year. Javon Holland is gone. It is the classic, hey, he has earned the right to go test the free agency market. Okay. Chris Greer has said that about Hunt, who's now gone. They traded Fitzpatrick, excuse me. And then it was also told to our defensive tackle, Wilkinson, same exact words. So what does these words mean? They've earned the right to test the free agency market. Layman's terms, that means bye-bye, appreciate everything you've done, go be happy somewhere else. We're not going to pay you. And it gets so annoying because you take, prime example is Andrew Van Ginkel actually came out and said, I would have stayed in Miami for less money. Instead, they let him go. And Andrew Van Ginkel, and a lot of people felt like, well, we didn't really downgrade from that spot, from linebacker spot. We just kind of stayed the same with Long. But yet Andrew Van Ginkel made the Pro Bowl for the first time in his career with Minnesota this year. Issue with that? A little bit, maybe. Because this is a guy that wanted to stay in Miami, and they moved on from him, and he would have took a pay cut. to stay in Miami. Something about loyalty, and I'm just going to go back out with Teron Armstead's contract. You know, he was loyal to the team, not holding them hostage. Andrew Van Ginkel, obviously a Pro Bowl player now. What do? Bye, see ya. You know, Javon Holland, bye, see ya. Wilkinson, bye, see ya. Not going to sign you, not going to deal with you. So, to me, it's just one of those. Chris Greer needs to go. We'll see how he does this year. Maybe he actually wakes up and goes, hey, maybe we should sign some guards. Might be a good idea. Maybe Tua should be protected since he can't run. I mean, Don Shula made sure the offensive... Marino had an armada in front of him. And Tua's having to have duct tape and crazy glue to keep the offensive line together. And so, point being, sign some guards, draft some guards, maybe draft a defensive tackle. And again, hats off to Armstead. And like I said, guys, have a great day. Make good decisions. Fins up.